So, I'm having another rambly vlog moment. I'm not really sure why. I just kind of felt the need to talk. As some of you might know, the job that I was working when I started this channel, I no longer work at, and I recently got a new job. For privacy reasons, I'm not gonna name either company, but both of them were like not retail related jobs, but like customer service jobs. And I just kind of felt like coming on here and talking about the fact that I'm like genuinely scared. I got really comfortable in my last job because I worked with all of my friends, and I think that I got spoiled by that because now I'm like a lot more scared than I should be. My first real job was at a store in the mall, but when I worked that job, it was a seasonal job when I was like, I want to say like 19. I had been wanting to work there for a really long time because it was one of my favorite stores, and I thought it would be really great to work in a place that I already really liked. And then as soon as I started working there, I was so scared of everything. Like, I wouldn't talk to customers at all, and I wouldn't use the register. I would only stock stuff, and I'm pretty sure my manager hated that about me. Like, my third day of working there was Black Friday, and I had never had a job before, and I had never been out on Black Friday before because it was kind of like a house rule that we weren't allowed to go shopping on Black Friday in my house growing up because my mom was like, you're gonna get killed, we're gonna get screwed over, like, I'm not gonna do this. And so we just never went out on Black Friday when I was a kid. So I didn't know how absolutely crazy that it was, and that was the only Black Friday that I've ever worked ever. But I remember I had like a really huge meltdown at that job, and I'm pretty sure I only worked there for like 2 months. And because of my anxiety, I had an awful lot of trouble trying to find another job after that. And then when I finally did, it was at a grocery store. I was like excited to work there because I always liked shopping there. I did all my grocery shopping there. I remember they had really good Wi-Fi, so I was like, yeah, I'll be able to hook up to really good Wi-Fi while I work here. And it was still another one of those, like, I still didn't work register at that job because I was so nervous to talk to people. And it wasn't as bad as like the job before that where I just absolutely refused to talk to people at all. I was talking to like some people, but I was so bad at talking to people that like managers months and months into me working there would have to come over and be like, you have to ask customers if they need help. You just have to. I was so bad at talking to people that I just felt like I never could. I stopped working there at like directly the end of 2016. It was like, I want to say like a week or two before Christmas, and I quit because I had a really horrible boss, and it was like really dangerous for me to be working there. I might go into it in like a story time one day, but I just kind of don't feel like getting into that on a vlog. And I took off enough time for the holidays, and then like as soon as January came around, I started working at a shipping company that I'm gonna not name. And I was working at this packaging company, and I actually really liked it. Like, it wasn't a place where I was like, you know, oh my god, this is my dream job, I have to work there forever. I just liked it because my immediate boss there was very good about telling me all the time that I was really good at the job, and I was a lot faster than like a lot of people who had been working there for a long time. And I felt really good at what I was doing, and I really loved what I was doing because I was good at it, and I felt good at my job for the first time in my life. And it wasn't a retail job, so I didn't have to talk to customers. I just had to talk to the people that I worked with. It was a pretty isolating job, so really I would only talk to my supervisor, and that was about it. I kind of was forced to leave that job for a really stupid reason where I didn't realize I could go to the union about said situation. I was kind of forced to do like a, you can do this or you can keep your job. Like, it's again another story time video, but it was a really personal thing that basically a supervisor told me, either you can keep doing this thing that you absolutely have to do for your health, or you can keep working here. And I chose my health because I'm not stupid. And the job I had after that, which was actually several months later, because that was kind of like a really screwed up span. I'm trying not to swear. It was a really screwed up span of months for me. 2017 was kind of like an insane year. The next job I had after that was my last job. And my last job was the hardest and probably strangest job I ever had. I was doing like 4 people's jobs, and the clientele at this place were not very nice. And I mean, you guys saw my video where I said, you know, somebody followed me out into the parking lot working at that job. And there was a lot of like stories that happened at that job that I never put into a video, where like on like my second day of working there, a man screamed at me and cussed me out. There was several customers where they didn't like something that was completely completely normal, and they decided it was a really, really stupid thing for me to do, and they would just scream and cuss, and then a manager would tell them I was doing nothing wrong, and then they would scream and cuss at the manager and like still blame me for it though. And I'm just like, I don't understand people. But you know, it was a really hard job to work. It was kind of like something you knew going in that it was gonna suck, but I felt like I was running out of options. And I wanted to work there because my best friend worked there, and she was friends with everybody who worked there, and I told myself that if I could work there, I could work anywhere. And it really, really sucked, and there was a really great manager guy there, and he like really saved my life. He made me feel like I could really do anything that I wanted to do and that I could do that job. And there was definitely a lot of aspects to that job that I just could not stand. And I felt like just really trapped in that job. But I'm so scared for my new job that I'm finding myself missing it, which is really scary for me because I hated that job. Something I might have never said on camera before is that, you know, I do have, and I've said on camera before, I do have depression, you know, clinically diagnosed, but I've struggled with self-harm and stuff like that before, and it made me kind of like relapse, and I was in a really dangerous place because it was kind of a running theme in this place that once you worked there, you were there for life. You never moved away, you never worked anywhere else, you spent your life in this county at that job for years. And I was really scared of that because I just really didn't want to end up in this place in the middle of nowhere. It was really scary for me. One of the reasons that I actually started this channel was because of that job. And I'm grateful for that because I love you guys a lot. I don't know when this is gonna get posted. I have for sure 2 other videos that are going up before this. As of right now though that I am recording this, it is the 1st of July and I have 33 subscribers. I actually just got my 33rd tonight. So thank you for subscribing. But it's just scary for me that was a really horrible place for me and I'm like missing it. And I don't even think that it's that I miss it, it's that I miss being comfortable. Because I was really, really good friends with everybody that I worked with, and I'm still really good friends with a lot of them now, but it felt like a really nice family environment because a lot of us were there because we were outcasts. Everybody who worked there had tattoos and piercings. We all had like mental disorders like depression and anxiety and panic disorders. Like half of the crew was gay. A couple of us were high school dropouts, and a lot of us, you know, we just had a lot of issues, and it was a lot of, you know, we all looked different because we all had tattoos and piercings and colored hair, and, you know, then we all had a lot of mental breakdowns because we all have mental diseases, and, you know, there's a lot of gays. But I became really comfortable with that environment, and I think it's not even so much that I became comfortable with the environment, but I got really comfortable with me and who I was, which is really conflicting because I was like 2 different people. I was like, there was the person who could talk to customers so easy, and I would call people honey and babe, and I would like high five people, and I would joke around with them, and I knew exactly what to say when I answered the phone, and I wasn't scared to answer the phone. I wasn't scared every time a customer came in. I knew exactly what to do like in back of house, and I knew what to do in front of house. I knew exactly what I was doing, and I wasn't scared of any of it. But I also was a person who was like terrified. I was washing dishes at night and dreaming about what my life would be like in 10 years because right now it was miserable and I couldn't deal with it. I would be listening to depressing music while I was mopping the floor, like with my tears basically. And then I would go home at night and I would cry because I just didn't know what to do with my life, and I felt like I was going to be stuck there forever. And then I had to leave because of special circumstances, which again is another story time video. Honestly, we were all really heartbroken about leaving because it was a really intense situation and none of us actually wanted to leave. And I think I'll probably eventually tell that story probably when I get over it. I'm kind of actually not still over it yet. I quit my job back in March and it's the 1st day of July and I'm still not over it. And there's a couple other people who used to work there that I know still aren't over it. But I just got this new job, and I think what's scaring me is I don't trust myself. I think my new manager seems like a really nice guy because I told him that I have an anxiety disorder, and he seems to really like be willing to work with me on it, and he's being nice enough that he's starting me off on like the slowest shift that we have, on the fewest amount of days a week that he can, on the fewest amount of hours that he can. But I haven't worked since March, and I just started the job this week, and my anxiety has kind of taken over, and I've crawled back into my shell, and I'm no longer used to talking to people. I am no longer used to being around the hustle and bustle of crowds and lines anymore. And it's so difficult for me to be in this situation because I want to be an adult, but I also am just like done and I can't do it. Like, I know that I'm 22, but like I don't feel like a real adult, and I keep waiting for a real adult to step in and be like, yo, this is a joke, you can go home now. I think that's what's scary for me. I really wish that the guy who was my manager at my old job was still here, honestly, because he was like the greatest dude in the world. I haven't actually talked to him in a while. We talked a little bit after he quit our last job, and I know we still follow each other on Instagram. He still watches my Snap story every single time that I post, and I love him, and if he ever needed anything, I would still do anything in the world for him, because he like saved my life as in times at that job. I wish that I still worked with him, because I feel like there was something about the way that he talked to me that I really like believed that I could get through it, and he's not here now, and that's really scary for me. I don't know why I connected so hard with him, but I did. I think I'm just scared, because like I didn't have to change everything about myself in order to work at this job, which was really nice. I don't have to cover up my tattoos. I did have to change my nails, which was scary. Oh my god, what do you guys think about this? You guys have only ever seen me with like really long, sharp black acrylic nails, and I've had those nails for like a year. I think that maybe when I started the channel I didn't have them, but that was like a period of like maybe a week or two that I didn't have them. But every other time other than that, I've had the same long, like stiletto cut black gel acrylic nails for like a year and a half, and this is the first time that I've strayed. I hope it focuses. I'm really scared. I tried to get iridescent nails, and they're just like gray. Like, I'm unhappy about it. And I had to make them really short, and I had to make them round, and I'm just like not used to it. Like, I can't scratch my little face. Like, I can't do that. I can't scratch people's backs anymore, but it's so much easier to open up a can. I can open a can of soda by myself now without needing a utensil or a friend. So I had to change my nails to work there, and I just got this hoop put in, and I have to take it out. The only reason that I still have it in right now is my manager let me keep it in because the inside of my nose is infected right now, and I'm gonna go on one of my days off here in the next couple of days, and I'm gonna go and get it changed out, which is really sad because I really love this nose ring. Like, I got my nose pierced purely because I wanted a hoop, but I wore the stud for 8 months to be overprotective, and then I got the hoop the day before my job interview, and they were like, you're gonna have to take that out, and I was just like, but why though? So I'm procrastinating, and I'm probably gonna keep the hoop in for another 3 or 4 days just to be safe about the infection, and then I'm gonna go and get it swapped out with the stud. If I find a stud I like more, I might get another stud, but if not, I'm just gonna put the old diamond back in. But this place, they've let me keep my tattoos. They let me have a nose ring. I'm allowed to have stretched ears. I don't know if it's because they don't realize they're stretched or because they're just so small. And the colored hair was never a problem because I have to wear a hat at work, so I could still have all of those things, and it's decent money, and it's only 15 minutes away from home. And I just had this feeling in my stomach ever since I left my last job that I was supposed to come and work at this company. But as soon as I came to work for this company, I'm like, I'm screwed. I can't do this. My anxiety is just like in full throttle. And I don't know how to deal with that. Basically, this entire vlog is just my way of like needing something cathartic, and me coming on here and talking about the fact that I'm afraid. Like, it's human, kids, to be afraid. It's human to not know what you're doing, or what you want, or who you are, or where you're going, or what's going on. There is nothing more human in this world than having questions and being confused. I wish I could just get my anxiety to just shut off, because if I could, this could be a really great time in my life. Like, it's summer, I'm going on vacation in a couple of months for the first time in my entire life with my family. I'm starting this new job that could be like a really great start for me. And, you know, I have you guys, which honestly is one of the biggest blessings in my entire life, is all of you who have ever pushed subscribe. And I don't know, I feel like this could be a really good time in my life, but my anxiety just won't shut the actual up. And it's so hard to function when you feel like you can't do anything. It's so hard to live your life when you're scared of what could be, what might be, what is, what's happening somewhere else, what happened 10 years ago, what might happen in 60 years, what would happen if this, that, or the other thing happened. When you're too scared to order for yourself at restaurants, and when you're too scared to talk to a cashier at a store, or when you're too scared to be a cashier at a job. It's horrible when you're too scared to talk to your coworkers coworkers. You can't ask your boss questions. Every little thing, whether it's a joke or a flippant comment that somebody makes to you, is terrifying, and it just makes you question your life. It's so hard to live your everyday life when everything trips your anxiety. Anybody who has anxiety will understand exactly what I'm talking about, but it's just so hard to live your everyday life when just breathing scares you. And it's not even like just like a fear. It's not like a I have a phobia of life thing. It's just this feeling in me that I can't control. I'm gonna do a video one day kind of talking about my anxiety and where I think it came from and when it developed and stuff like that, because I feel like it's important to talk about it because any amount of exposure on it is very important. But this is not that video. I guess this was just my way of trying to like get closure on it, because I just feel like everybody has all this belief in me that I just don't have, you know, which sucks and it's scary, but I just don't have this belief in myself at all. And I know that part of that is the anxiety, the other part's the depression, but it's so hard to believe you can do anything as normal as having a job when mental illness hits. I guess basically the entire point of this video is just me saying that, like, it sucks. Like, it sucks so much to feel like you can't do normal things. And anybody out there who has any form of mental illness, you know what it's like. You can't function like a normal person without freaking out. It's hard to go to the bank or the post office or to a restaurant or the grocery store or go to work or hang out with your friends, or God forbid you go on a date or a family reunion or whatever. Like, you know, I'm supposed to go on vacation in September during my birthday, which is going to be a really awesome video for you guys. But like, I'm supposed to go on vacation with my family, their first ever family vacation we've ever had, and I'm like scared to death. I'm like, I'm gonna get eaten by a shark. That's just where I'm at. Like, that's where my head goes. I guess this was just my way of kind of coming on and letting you guys know where I'm at mentally and just kind of talking. I feel like I can talk to you guys. Like, I know that sounds silly, but like, you guys are so much more than just like numbers on a screen to me. Like, I love you guys genuinely. Like, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that I have you. And I know that there's only 33 of you, but to me that might as well be a million. Like, I never even thought one person would want to sit and listen to me talk about dumb and there's 33 of you. I don't know where the hell you came from. I don't know why the hell you're here, but thanks anyway. I'm gonna stop rambling like a stupid person now. The links in the description below are for my Instagram, my Twitter, my Tumblr, and my Musical.ly. I'm absolutely always on my Instagram and my Twitter, so if you want to follow my social media, I suggest that you do it there. I'm only ever on my Tumblr or my Musical.ly when I'm feeling really artsy, and that happens like bi-weekly. So I would suggest that if you're gonna follow me anywhere, follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. I am on them the most. I post a lot on my Instagram story. I try to post pictures that are slightly cute of me and my face and my local environment. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please click subscribe. It would mean a lot to me to have even more than 33 of you, but no matter how many of you there are, I will always love you. I know this is a really weird journey that we have going on here, and this is a really weird video, but I appreciate every one of you that is sitting through it as we speak. So I love you. Be good to each other, be kind to each other, take your meds, walk your dog, feed your mom, and pet your brother's face. Bye.